time on the next episode of Sips, Suds, and Smokes.
Our sip segments are all about wine, distilled spirits, tea, coffee, and anything else you can sip. And today is a wine episode, so here are the wines we're going to be discussing today. From Silver Ghost, we have the Silver Ghost Napa Valley Cabernet Franc 2022, the Silver Ghost Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon 2022, the Silver Ghost Oakville Cabernet Sauvignon 2022, and the Silver Ghost Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon 2018. And from Croix Estate, we have the Croix Estate 2022 12-row Chardonnay, the Croix Estate 2021 Old Manzana Pinot Noir, and the Croix Estate 2021 South Block 6 Pinot Noir. So, not too shabby.
No, very good lineup.
We'll be right back after this break.
Brought to you almost live from the Dude in the Basement studios. Why? Because that's where the good stuff is. It's Sips, Suds, and Smokes with your smoking host, the good old boys. And now it's sippin' time.
Hey, it's sipping time once again. Welcome to this Sips episode where everything good in life is worth discussing. As always, we are the best thing on at 1 a.m.
It's 2 a.m., not 1 a.m. anymore.
Okay, I'll take 2 a.m.
Yeah, I've been watching The Boys lately. You should be streaming that.
I still haven't seen it.
I think they beat us because, they've got some really good, it's gory, it's violent. We can't do gore and violence on the show. Why can't we do gore and violence?
Because the last time I did it, I had to find 3 more idiots to sit at the table with me.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Thanks. Okay, thanks, Bob.
I mean, what do you want from me? Well, this is Made Man Bob. Joining me today are good old boy Harmeet.
Thank you for having me. It's a great day to be in the basement with lots of wine in front of me here.
Yahoo. And Made Man Maury.
Good morning. Excited for some juicy fruits in the basement.
And good old boy Justin.
I resent that remark.
Always a pleasure to be in the basement. Keep thinking of Golden Earring when it starts. It's 2 a.m., my favorite song. Twilight Zone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're a child of the 80s.
Oh,
I am.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was really like their one hit. So,
yeah. But it was awesome.
You got to hang on to that one.
Yeah.
It's 2 a.m. Yeah.
Yep.
One guy's reading, one guy's singing.
Yeah.
I could do the reading part.
Yeah.
Singing, not so much. Reading, I could do.
Yeah.
Well, our sip segments are all about wine, distilled spirits, tea, coffee, and anything else you can sip. And today is a wine episode, so here are the wines we're going to be discussing today. From Silver Ghost, we have the Silver Ghost Napa Valley Cabernet Franc 2022, the Silver Ghost Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon 2022, the Silver Ghost Oakville Cabernet Sauvignon 2022, and the Silver Ghost Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon 2018. And from Croix Estate, we have the Croix Estate 2022 12-row Chardonnay, the Croix Estate 2021 Old Manzana Pinot Noir, and the Croix Estate 2021 South Block 6 Pinot Noir. So, not too shabby.
No, very good lineup.
So we're going to...
yeah.
Why do I do it? Just why do I do it? Well, I do it because nobody else wants to do it. Okay, that's why I'm going to do it. Okay, Justin is going to do our sips ratings because nobody else wants to do it. So,
Yeah, how do you like those manzanas, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So take it away, Justin.
1 sip. Nancy, give me a glass of water to wash out my mouth.
Okay, that's much better than the last impression. And I'm not saying that one's good. I'm just saying compared to the last one, it's much better.
Oh, yes, that Donald Sutherland was so horrible it crashed the hard drive. Thank God no one will hear it. 2 sips. Nice, but what else do you have?
Well, isn't that nice?
3 sips. Interesting. What was this again?
Interesting.
4 sips. Nancy, let's keep this secret to ourselves. Pour me another.
That's classified.
5 sips. Gorby, oh my. I was unaware anything could be this good.
Oh my goodness!
You know, the only time he ever got first billing was when a monkey was on the show.
Bedtime for Bonzo.
Yeah, that was great.
I love that movie.
They paid me in cash for that one.
Hey, it's a movie and it's got a chimp in it. Already, I'm on board.
No.
I mean, I didn't watch Tarzan because Tarzan was cool. I watched Tarzan because there was a chimp on board.
You were watching for the glistening chest. I know you.
There were animals and kids in that movie, and I still did well.
Mm-hmm. You guys are weird.
We're not denying it.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. So let's talk about a little bit about Silver Ghost. So Silver Ghost's founder, Weston Edison, his great-grandfather was John
Montague. Skipping lines this time.
I like skipping lines. His great-grandfather was John Montague. He was an automobile pioneer at the turn of the last century. He was a British lord and in Parliament, and because of that, he was instrumental in much of the early automotive legislation and even gave the future King Edward VII his first ride in a car. He was friends with Charles Rolls and Henry Royce, and his assistant served as the model for the Rolls-Royce hood ornament, the Spirit of Ecstasy, which we still see on the cars today.
Assistant should be in quotation marks, shouldn't it?
Yeah, if she looked like that, I'm sure she was an assistant. Okay.
I'm sure she was very helpful.
Yeah, don't park it in Miami. They won't just steal the hood ornament, they'll steal the whole grill. So
my friend had a Rolls-Royce Wraith ripped off right in front of his house.
No way.
Yeah.
Where do you live?
Cooper City.
Well, there you go.
Gated community.
Yeah.
Well, Silver Ghost derives its name from John Montague's favorite car, the 1909 Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost. And like its name, the wine itself is filled with layers of richness, culture, and authenticity. Nearly 100 years later, while attending graduate school in the UK, Weston traveled around the world, visiting as many wine regions as he could. From Chile to South Africa to Bordeaux to Alsace to Veneto. His adventures eventually led him to Napa Valley, where he met Jason Moore of Modus Operandi Cellars. Under Moore's guidance, he worked the 2012 harvest and quickly gained invaluable winemaking skills and developed a conviction for making rich and balanced wine with minimal intervention, allowing the fruit to express its full potential while crafting wine that naturally reflects its distinctive terroir. So our first wine is going to be the Silver Ghost Napa Valley Cabernet Franc 2022. It's 13% ABV, 95% Cab Franc, 3% Malbec, 2% Petit Verdot. 50% of the fruit is Oakville and 50% of the fruit is Yonville. It's aged in French oak barrels, 50% of which are new. It's got a lovely sort of bordering on purple garnet color. On the nose, there's some lovely flowers there. It's got a dusty nose, which is unusual for a Cab Franc. And on the palate, blackberries, dark fruits. It's got a nice tannin to it, a little bit of a tartness to it, that Cab Franc coming through. But this is not your regular Cab Franc. This is definitely different, which is what attracted me to it in the first place. So, a lovely wine. What do you think, Maury?
I agree with much of what you said. It's got a beautiful nose. It's got a nice palate, and it's very pleasant. It's very drinkable. I agree. There's blue and black fruits on the palate. There's a hint of dark chocolate, some fine tannins. It's a little bit of a different style from most Cab Francs, but nonetheless, for what it is, it's delicious. It's pleasant. It's an all day sipper for me. I've really enjoyed it. It's a little bit on the lighter side. I think you could drink this wine with or without food. Very pleasant, very well made, very enjoyable. Harm?
Yeah, it's not varietally correct, so I understand there's going to be a little bit. I mean, I don't know if that's not varietally correct. It's just it has not matched my expectations for Cab Franc for what I've had usually, especially from Napa Valley. It's on the more medium bodied, not as heavy as most Cab Franc is. It doesn't have that pepper that I expect from Cab Franc, but it does have that beautiful blackberry and floral note. The floral note is the redeeming value here. It's gorgeous. The blue and black fruit's all there. The chocolate's all there. I was just expecting something different, and maybe that's fine to have something different. You know, the wine is actually very well made. The tannins are perfectly ripe and fine. Great mouthfeel.
Yeah, it's well balanced, and there's really no flaws.
No. Well, except it wouldn't be varietally correct. Other than that,
it doesn't meet your expectations for the varietal. How's that?
There you go. Justin, do you agree?
I really liked it. It doesn't taste like a typical Cab Franc, but that's okay. On the nose, I got like red curry, thyme, spice cake. On the body, blackberries.
Hold on. Mm-hmm. Red curry?
Red curry, like Thai red curry?
Thai red curry. I knew what he was talking about.
Yeah.
I don't get it, but
I understand. I know what red curry is. I'm just like, okay.
Kind of envelops the fruit along with like thyme.
See, but I'm not getting any of the pepper at all. So the red curry.
It does have a little bit of pepper. I disagree. It has some pepper. Not a lot.
What's interesting is this is the second time I've had this today, and it's totally different nose this time.
Yeah.
Than last time.
Honestly, it dissipated in the glass. I think it was better when we first poured it. And to me, it's just kind of gone flat.
Well, we all repoured our wine. You didn't repour your wine. It is better right now, actually, than when I got here a little bit late. It had been breathing too much.
Yeah, repour it.
I think this is the Cab Franc over here. Oops, try that. I think by the time I got to tasting the wine, you guys don't know about we've been talking about it obliquely, but the hard drive crashed when we were recording in the 20 minutes of the show the first time. So we're starting again.
Damn.
What? Drink more wine?
Drink more wine. It's a hard job, but somebody's got to do it.
You drank and talked for 20 minutes, and now you have to do it again. Ow. Let go of my arm, you ruffian, you.
Yeah.
Thank you for all the winemakers for pouring us enough wine.
Like
that
any of us have anything else going on in our lives right now other than this.
Correct.
Speak for yourself.
My wife kicked me out of the house for today. She's going back to school shopping. I don't have to be anywhere.
There you go. Yeah.
It's just drinking wine, man. Just drinking wine.
Yeah. Well, it's a good day for you.
And we'll be back.
Hey, and we're back, and we were just finishing up talking about the Silver Ghost Napa Valley Cabernet Franc 2022. Anybody have anything else to add, or should I just give us a score?
Score.
Call to question. Score. We are going to be giving that Cab Franc from Silver Ghost a well-deserved 3 sips.
Interesting.
So that's going to take us on to our next one that we're going to have Justin tell us about.
Now we're going to talk about Silver Ghost Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon 2022. It's 14% alcohol by volume, comprised of 92% Cabernet Sauvignon, 4% Merlot, 4% Petit Verdot. It's from Yountville, Oakville, Sugarloaf Mountain. Slow, cool fermentations in temperature-controlled tanks with daily pump-overs. Aged in French oak barrels, half of them are new. On the nose, I got menthol, pistachios, and lemons. On the palate, I got the Fresh Maker Mentos mouthfeel. Dark fruits, and the note in Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee, their caramel note. Just smell like I'm on the top of the mountain doing things that are legal in some states. What did you think, Harmeet?
I don't know where you come up with the the pistachio. I don't get. Now, I'll give you the lemon only because it's got a high enough acidity that I can see where you might think it's lemon, but it doesn't come across that way to me at all. And the menthol here is more eucalyptus, I guess.
You're worried about the lemon? He said Mentos. Okay,
Mentos on the palate. I haven't addressed that yet. I was getting there.
Okay, just making sure that didn't get past you.
I can see where you get the lemon, actually, which is surprising. But to me, it's more like berry. It's cassis and blueberry, and of course, there's a good floral note there.
Of course, I wouldn't know cassis if it hit me in the face, but I know what a lemon is.
If you've had Cabernet Sauvignon from Napa Valley or Bordeaux, you know what cassis is. You just haven't tasted a regular fruit yet. It's a common thread in all those wines.
All right, time to go to the grocery store.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, it's a beautiful opaque garnet with a clear edge. It's very young. The fruit is there, but it's not a big ripe fruit bomb. It's medium bodied. It's a little bit restrained compared to other California wines from the area. It's really got a silky mouthfeel, which I really love. I don't know where the hell you're getting Mentos from. What's going on with that?
The mouthfeel, the
it's
texture.
Silky.
He didn't brush his teeth.
Have you had Mentos lately?
No.
They're silky.
What, are you sucking on them and chewing them?
Sucking on them, and then I chew them.
You chew a Mento, boy.
You guys, this is a family show.
First. All right. Talk about Mentos, people.
All right. Anyway, I think the menthol went to your head because the menthol is coming back. The menthol eucalyptus. It's the blue fruit is gorgeous. It's got the silky entry. I get a little bit of licorice on it. It's an easy to like wine.
Yeah.
As much as I hate to admit it, I agree with you completely, Harm. It really pains me to agree with you, but you've nailed it. Justin, I'm having trouble comprehending, but I would agree with your assessment.
We always have trouble
when did you last eat pistachios, man? There's no pistachios here.
It's been about a month and a half.
It's a nice wine.
You finally ate the last of your stash.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, you could drink this all day. It's beautiful. It's easily approachable. You can drink it with or without food. It's light to medium bodied. It's not a big, bold cab. It's got plenty of fruit. I don't think it's too young. I mean, it's young, but it's not too young.
I just like to taste it in a couple more years.
Yeah.
I think it will evolve in a few more years in terms of finesse, but I don't see it getting bigger or bolder.
No, it's not going to get bigger, but it's
very feminine. It's got a feminine style. It's not a big brick to the teeth and massive and blockbuster, but it's made with finesse and style. It's very well made, and I think you'll see some more finesse developing over the next couple of years. But I just want to state that it's not a big, bold, traditional cap.
I don't know. He keeps talking about pistachios. Now I'm hungry.
You're welcome.
Other than your hunger, what do you think about the wine?
Wishing I had pistachios.
Oh, boy.
It's time to go back.
Thanks a lot, Justin.
It's time to go back.
Messed this up.
Well, when we went to Dariush, they had pistachios because the guy who owns Dariush is from Iran. So he brings pistachios in through Canada from Iran.
They grow pistachios in California. They grow really nice.
Yes,
Yeah, but the
Dariush
ones that runs from Iran are much better.
Yeah.
So
Really?
So when we were there, we brought some back, and he actually just finished his. Mine lasted about a week. So.
I ran so far away.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a very pretty wine. It's
Iranian caviar is great too.
It's purple
We should
flowers.
just make friends with them and get the caviar and pistachios.
Yes.
And it's got some nice fruit to it. Again, a very, very nice mouthfeel to it. A very soft, very round wine. A little bit more feminine than you would expect from a Napa Cab. But really well done.
There's a good amount of Oakville in here too, which is you expect a little bit bigger body.
Yeah. I mean, a really well done wine. Definitely one. What do you want? The 18? There you go.
No, I want the Oakville.
Nope, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Give him that one.
Gracias, amigo.
So I think, really well done, Cab. Nothing I can really add to it that you guys haven't already said. So we're going to be giving the Silver Ghost Napa Cabernet Sauvignon 2022 well-deserved 3 sips.
Interesting.
So that's going to take us to our next wine from Silver Ghost, and we're going to have Maury tell us about that one.
Thank you, Bob. The next wine is the Silver Ghost Oakville Cabernet Sauvignon 2022, 14% ABV. It is 95% Cabernet Sauvignon, 3% Merlot, 2% Petit Verdot. The source is 100% Oakville fruit. It's been aged in French oak barrels, 50% of which are new. It's got a beautiful garnet color. On the nose, I get ripe plum, rich black currant, and a little warm spice. On the palate, it's got a voluptuous and juicy mouthfeel. There's
Warm
definitely
spice? Is that like baby spice?
Yes. It's got some red and blue fruits, a little slight hint of mocha, and some deep fragrant spice. On the finish, it's medium to long. I like this wine quite a lot. I think it was a real step up from the previous wine. It's got a lot more fruit forward. It's still medium bodied. It's still not a massive masculine Cabernet, but more of a feminine style with some finesse. But I did appreciate the added fruit and the layers of complexity. I really enjoyed this. Harm, what'd you think?
Bring us some fresh wine. No more of this old stuff.
This wine's a little too fresh. Again, 2022, I think this needs a couple more years before we drink it. We're drinking it way too early. You look at the color, the edges are like almost absolutely clear. It needs a little more time in the bottle. It's a lot of ripe plum and black currant on the nose. You said warm spices. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. It's just, it's quite good, and the mouthfeel is better than the Napa Valley. This is Oakville coming out. It's got a great grip, and it's not as velvety as I expect for Oakville.
Okay, that's fair.
It's a more restrained style. Nothing wrong with it. Everyday easy drinking wine, and it's probably not an arm and a leg.
And I think it'll improve with some age on it. I don't disagree with you, but I think it's approachable now. It's certainly not tight and unapproachable. And
we also decanted all these wines before we started.
Yeah. Right. But I think it'll gain a little bit of finesse and complexity over the next couple of years. I think it's well made. Justin?
I got big plums on this nose. Soju.
You got big plums. I got big plums.
You got big plums. You cannot lie.
Cannot lie. I got like Indian chai, bold fruits.
There are no chai spices in this.
And there are no bold fruits.
Well, no, the fruit's more bold than the Napa Valley.
Well, it is definitely more fruit forward, but it's not a fruit bomb. It's not a Napa fruit bomb.
Go ahead.
You want to let him actually finish, guys?
I had to step in with the whole insulting Indian chai.
We thought he was done.
On the
more words than usual.
I got like big bold fruit, cinnamon, black pepper. On the finish, it kind of disappeared off mid palate. It stayed on the sides, but enjoyable.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The mid palate did go away, but the sides are there.
Yeah,
it just needs more time in the glass, in the bottle before you drink this one. Bob, what do you think? I waited until you had your mouth full of wine to ask.
I think it's a very pretty wine. Again, more feminine in style than you might be used to for a Napa Cab, especially for an Oakville Cab.
Yeah.
Again, nothing wrong with that. That's what made them different. That's why I wanted to get these wines, because I thought they're different. They're not our usual. So great fruit on the palate, dark red fruit. Plums and berries on the nose. I don't know about warm spice, baby spice, maybe scary spice, but
posh
spice.
Yeah, you might have something there. It might be posh spice. It's got a really pretty nose on it. And it's got a really nice mouthfeel. They're soft tannins, but they're absolutely there. They're well pronounced, but they're not hitting you over the head. I'm not getting that drop off in the mid palate. I'm getting it. It's definitely the sides I'm getting more, but I'm not really getting much of the drop off.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think there's something defective with your tongue.
Yeah, I mean, I
think there was definitely a drop off too.
Yeah, I'm getting, the whole mouth feel to it. I mean, it's got a nice finish. it stays with you for a while, honestly, considering the lighter style of the wine. I'm surprised how long the finish is. So
what I really enjoy, there's not a huge amount of residual sugar in these wines.
Yeah.
Too many Napa Valley cabs these days
are sweet.
Are just too damn sweet.
Yeah.
There's no point in that.
Yeah, cougar juice. So, but a lovely wine. So we're going to give the Silver Ghost Oakville Cab Sauvignon 2022 a well-deserved 4 sips.
That's classified.
So that's going to take us to our last wine that we're going to have Harm tell us about.
Thanks, Bob. Silver Ghost Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon 2018 is 14.8% ABV, 92% Cabernet Sauvignon, 4% Merlot, 4% Petit Verdot. It's Rutherford, Calistoga, and Yountville. It's aged 22 months in French Barrique, 50% of which are new. This is a deeper color than the others. A little bit more rich garnet. You've seen the edges are starting to turn brick, which you should be getting at a 2018. So I think we're getting a little more mature wine here, just from looking at it. On the nose, it's like the others, but more rich. And there's a little bit of more of that eucalyptus than I got on the previous ones. Can I get a fresh glass of this or a little bit more? Where's the,
No, you want the 2018, right?
2018, right.
All right, give me a moment and I'll find it for you. Keep talking.
There's not much left
in
in my glass, so.
Here you go, 2018.
The Rutherford dust comes out. That Rutherford dust, that beautiful grip, is so nice. And the spices coming out, to balance the fruit.
This gives you an idea where the wines are going and in the direction because this is
black plum.
This is evolved.
Black plum.
This is like the other wine evolved. It's got a few more years of age, another 4 to be exact. It's still medium bodied. Again, I told you it's not going to get bigger and more masculine.
But this wine is so much better than the 22s right now.
It's got finesse.
18 was a great year in Napa.
Yeah, there's a gorgeous layer of black plum and kirsch in here, and licorice and cinnamon. I freaking love the nose on this one. This is great. Justin, what do you think? Did you get Mentos and lemon on here?
No, I thought the nose was subtle, nice, dusty, got like white grapes. The palate was really balanced.
So Mike and Ike's?
I don't know what it is.
Oh, never mind.
Good and plenty. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And I got like, the different terroir of the different regions. And then I got a little bit of white chalk in a pleasant way at the end.
I think that's the Rutherford dust, that grip, that chalk you're describing. The tannins, those tannins from Rutherford are there.
No, he means white chalk. He used to eat the chalk when he was a kid.
You know, my dad did that when he was a kid.
When I wasn't sniffing glue, I was eating chalk.
He still eats the chalk.
Really explains a lot.
And the finish, you don't want it to end, and it doesn't for a while, so it's really nice.
Did he eat the stick chalk, or did he get like the chalk line and suck it off the strings?
I don't know what was there.
Stick chalk.
Yeah, clearly a vitamin deficiency.
Keep the ones you're not eating in the eraser.
We call that pica.
It's the easy way
His
to
mom
hold
used
it.
the chalk line. That way she could always find him and just reel him back in.
You ever put the chalk in the eraser so that when the teacher rubbed the board, it would end up putting more chalk on the board?
No, I had like a life in school, so.
Yeah. Oh, not me, no.
Yeah, no. Sorry.
That would really make her mad.
Okay, the word for the day is pica. Eating inanimate, inedible objects is called pica.
Cool.
Okay.
Now I'm a pica.
You have pica.
Boston pica.
Oh, dear Lord. Anyway. It's just right in the toilet.
Got anything you want to add to this wine, or you want to give it a rating, Bob?
I think it's lovely. It's, again, here's the thing. Hold that up next to the 22 and just look at the difference in color and what you can get.
I got nothing left in my glass.
What you can get from another
There's a whole bottle
4 years in that bottle.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I drank it down.
It's
not
got a
brown, but I
beautiful
drank
nose.
it down anyway.
What strikes me, the difference between this and the other, the spice is so much richer.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the miracle of age.
It could be the vintage too. 18 was, like he said, 18 was an exceptional vintage.
Well, it could be that. It could be the blend of grapes. I mean, they're coming from different vineyards. They're coming from different places. You've got different years. You've got more time in the glass. The whole thing is very different. So it's got some plums, stewed red fruit, dry stones on the nose, on the palate.
I don't get the dry stone
The tannins are there. They're not the kick your teeth out tannins, but they're like a silk blanket.
They're big.
They're big, but they're not grip you by the throat, rough tannin. They're more silky and smooth.
Well, because the wine's well made. I don't want tannins like that.
Like just so lovely and mouth coating.
Absolutely. There's no fall off in the mid palate either, like last time.
Correct.
No,
I think it's time age in the bottle. Just more time in the bottle would be better.
Right.
No, it gets the front, the back, the sides, up in front of the teeth and the back. When you swallow, it stays with you. The tannins are still there. And again, just very silky and very velvety, smooth. Really well-made wine. Yeah, that one kicks. So we're going to be giving the Silver Ghost Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon 2018 a well-deserved 4 sips.
That's classified.
So that's going to take us to our next winery, and we're going to have Maury tell us about that one.
Thank you, Bob. Croix Estate was founded in 2009 by Kurt Vange with their first bottling in 2012. Born in 1976 and raised in Rutherford, Napa Valley, Kurt Vange earned his degree in viticulture in enology at the prestigious University of California, Davis, graduating in 1998. And quickly he set his sights on buying the Vange brand, on buying the Vange brand and winery from his family and establishing his reputation as its winemaker. Once that was accomplished, he decided to cross the Mayacamas and set roots in Sonoma County, where his mother was born. It was here where he acquired the land and opened Croix Estate in the heart of Russian River Valley. The first wine is the Croix Estate 12 Rose Chardonnay 2022. This is Ritchie Vineyard, Middle Reach, Russian River Valley, 100% Wente Chardonnay clone, coming in at 14.6 ABV. Whole cluster press via gravity flow to French oak, fermented with 100% native yeast, aged for 15 months in French oak, 45% of which was new. The legendary Ritchie Vineyard sits on the hillside bench in the center of Middle Reach subregion of Russian River Valley, AVA. First planted in 1972, numerous top-end wine producers sourced fruit from this site. Kent Ritchie granted Croix Estate a new 12-row block of the vineyard planted to the old Wente clone Chardonnay. And we'll be back.
Hey, and we're back, and we've got Maury telling us about our first wine from the folks at Croix Estate.
Thank you, Bob. This is a really light, pale straw color. On the nose, I get all kinds of things going on. I've got some citrus. I've got vanilla. I've got creme brulee. On the palate, it's got a beautiful mouthfeel. It's got everything I want in a Chardonnay. It's got some butter. It's got some oak. It's got some vanilla.
You didn't get pear? I got pear, too. Everything you said is right. I agree with everything.
I didn't get a lot of pear, but now that you mention it, there's a hint of pear.
It's yellow pears.
I just thought it was delightful. It's got a long finish. It's everything I like in a California Chardonnay. I thought it was well made. I thought it was fantastic. It's really improved in the glass. It was a bit cold when we first poured it. It's warmed up to room temperature. It's had a chance for a little air in the glass. I find this delicious. This is my jam. What did you think, Harm?
Well, I think you pretty much nailed it, but you left out a bunch. I got toasty brioche. No?
Yeah, there's some brioche.
It's got a lot of butter too. So a lot of nice fruit on the palate. Did you mention? I didn't.
I did. That. It's buttery. It's got some definite mallow in the fermentation. But you're right about brioche. I didn't mention brioche, but you're 100% right.
On the palate, it was a big citrus bomb, a lot of lemon peel and pears. The butter came in earlier when it was colder. The lemon came later. Now that's warmed up, the lemon comes earlier. A lot of butter. Good. The oak is very toasty. It's like a little, almost a hint of smoke on the nose as well. And then on the palate, that oak comes. That the tannins from the oak are balancing out all that fruit. It's got a long finish. It's super clean. It's pleasant without being too unctuous. You know, Justin.
The only thing I would disagree, excuse me, Justin, is I didn't think it was a lemon bomb or any kind of bomb. I really thought
it's
that,
a bomb.
that it was
the
balanced.
lemon hit me.
It was really balanced, both on the palate and on the nose.
As it warms up, getting more of the citrus.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
On the palate, I got a nice like Connecticut broadleaf note and a beautiful dryness at the end, which
I've never compared a Chardonnay to a cigar. That's a good one. That's weird.
It's like the front mid palate, just a little bit of Connecticut broadleaf in there. Hits, it fades away.
It's weird. Have you met Justin?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, cool.
So, he brings the weirdness.
Bobby Joe?
I think this is absolutely fantastic. I get the pear in the tip of the nose and the back of the nose. I get crisp green apple.
Now I'm getting a cigar note. Damn it, Justin.
The
front mid, right?
There was a little bit more minerality when it was colder. When it was colder, the minerality came out. Now the fruit is overwhelming the minerality. It's still there, but when it was colder.
But it's fun to see it change in the glass.
Oh, no.
But it's changed in a positive way.
That's why I chill these as much as I do, because it takes us a while to do the show and we can watch it sort of change through.
I love tasting white wines.
And you can always put your hands on it and warm them up. And because you never know until you've tried it where it's sweet spot.
Oh, I love them early because we can come back to them later on in the show or in the meal or the tasting.
The thing, whenever I taste white wine to purchase, I always taste them the proper temperature they would be served at with most restaurants, and I let it warm up. And if you get it warm,
the flaws will show.
Exactly.
Thank you.
There's no flaws here. This is great.
Yeah.
I'm getting on the nose. There's Meyer lemon. There's
cold hides all many flaws.
That's
why you shake
in the tip of the nose. There's a hint of kind of lime as well.
I don't get the lime.
No, just in the tip of the nose. I get that. It's not so much.
Okay, Pinocchio.
It's more the peel than it is the flesh of the fruit.
Yeah, I got you, but it's still not getting it. But go ahead.
On the palate, when it was colder, the green apples really came through and white flowers. Now that it's warmed up, I'm getting that buttery, I'm getting that brioche, I'm getting that toasted bread, I'm getting that pastry cream. There's a nice warm oak on this.
Yeah, they don't mention it. I bet this was aged on the lees for quite some time. It's definitely got that full bodiness and yeastiness and all those bread notes and brioche notes.
They don't mention how much mallow either. Probably, I don't know, it's probably close to 100% mallow. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is lovely.
It's kind of going back that old school
Chard.
Old school Chard from California. That's people are cutting back on mallow recently. These guys They're going back. They're going back to it.
Well,
yeah.
Justin and I
the oak is not overpowering.
We were lucky enough to visit the vineyard in January, and they're doing some really. It's Kurt Vinge's passion project. This second label, and really, they're doing some really nice stuff there. Very small. So I mean, if you like it, buy it, because you're not going to find this everywhere. But you know, some lovely wines.
These type of wines, when they come to Florida, they usually allocate them only to white tablecloth restaurants.
Well, we're going to be giving the Croix Estate 12 Rose Chardonnay 2022 a well-deserved 5 sips.
Goodness! Yes! 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 Yes!
So that takes us to our next one, and we're going to have Justin tell us about that.
So we're going to talk about Croix Estate South Block 6 Pinot Noir 2021 from Platt Vineyard, Freestone Occidental, Sonoma Coast. It's 100% Pinot Noir clone, 828 6C. It's 15% whole cluster pressed, open top fermentation, 100% native yeast, 7-day cold soak, 100% carbonic maceration with hand punch downs, transfer via gravity flow to French oak, which is 60% new, age 16 months, located in the westernmost hills of Sebastopol at elevation.
Sebastopol.
Yes, Sebastopol. At elevations of 400 to 800 feet and situated just 5 miles from the Pacific coastline. And I got lemons and pencil shavings on the nose, on the palate. I got rich dark fruit, graphite, and the finish was this like beautiful kind of grape raisin thing going on. I enjoyed it a lot. What did you think, Harmeet?
Well, I don't know where you came up with some of that, but
Thank you.
We got the right wine.
I was beginning to think I was insane.
It's a pretty translucent ruby. You can see they're not adding Syrah to this. This is the way it should be. When they say 100% Pinot Noir, they really mean it. You should be able to read through your Pinot Noir. It's that carbonic maceration is what they use in Beaujolais. High CO2. It's supposed to enrich the fruitiness of the wine, and I think it does here. I get cran raspberry and forest floor, like a lot of raspberry, a lot of cranberry. There's some spice and the forest floor coming out. It's strange for California to taste like this to me. This is reminding more further north
of an Oregon. It reminds you of an Oregon.
Yeah,
Pinot.
Exactly. This reminds me more of Oregon Pinot, which is crazy. I like that.
I agree with everything you said, Harm. I'm having trouble identifying with some of the things that Justin said, but that's nothing new. But honestly,
it's got a good mouthfeel too.
It tastes like Fabuloso and lawnmower string.
But you and I, Harm, are in sync today. I agree with everything you've said. I think this wine is delightful. It's got a lot more fruit than most Pinots.
Yeah, but the thing is, that kind of throws me off. I tend to like the Pinot Noir a little bit more restrained on the fruit, but I can see why they want to do this. It should be a very popular wine.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I'm not a big fan of Beaujolais.
I think this one's actually gotten better in the glass. It's it was good when we opened it, but I think it's significantly increased for me in the glass.
Is there more? I'm going to try repouring some of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty.
This one here? South Block 6?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, this is...
Oops.
Yeah, I definitely get I get purple when we first poured it was purple flowers for me, but that's kind of blown off.
On the fresh pour, the spice is coming out more than the raspberries. That's good.
I definitely get the forest floor. I had on my notes herbal, vegetal. That definitely comes through on the nose. But on the palate, it's it's fruity. Oh, it's got a lovely mouthfeel. The tannins are mouth coating. I mean, I get them front, back, sides, under the tongue.
But they're very silky.
Very silky.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
are not aggressive.
Yeah, exactly. It was like that 2018 that we just had. They're there, but they're like satin sheets. They just roll around in your mouth. So well done. And I mean, for 2021 to have that much maturity to it, that's pretty damn impressive. I think this was an extremely well-made wine. I'm definitely enjoying this one. So
it's kind of I don't know. It tastes better than when I first gave it a rating.
Yeah, it's improved. We initially rated it, but I think our rating's going to go up right now.
Yeah, it's and again when we
did decant this, right? This was also decanted.
Your patience has been rewarded.
Yeah, this is not a pour and drink Pinot Noir.
No, all the red wines here I have decanted once in the little flip decanter, and I took them all and ran them all through an aerator as well.
I think we'll have no wine before it's time. Well,
being on the show, we tend to, get wines that are sometimes a little bit young. But even when we get some of the older ones, they need the time. And if you don't aerate them, as we see often when we're doing shows, throughout the show, all of a sudden the ones we were looking at, we were given, 1s and 2s and 3s are now getting 3s and 4s and 5s.
Yeah.
Well, as I said, your patience will be rewarded.
And that's, and we
do
the
aerator
that,
can speed it up.
And we do that with whiskey shows as well, all the time. We tell people you need to let your whiskey sit out and you need to let it breathe a little bit, but with wine, it's absolutely essential. I mean, if you're opening a nice bottle of wine, not an insane bottle, just a nice bottle of wine, you need to let that thing sit for a good hour at least before you even start diving into it.
It's been cooped up in that bottle like the darn genie.
Yeah, exactly.
It needs to stretch its legs and
when
breathe.
we're talking about letting it breathe, a lot of people think you uncork it and just walk away.
No.
The wine is up at the neck of the bottle. There's not enough surface area for the oxygen to get in there. You need to pour it into a glass or a decanter.
Exactly.
More surface area for the oxygen to attack.
100%.
Well, we're going to give the Croix Estate South Block 6 Pinot Noir 2021 a well-deserved 4 sips.
That's classified.
So that's going to take us to our last wine of the day from Croix Estate as well. This is the Croix Estate Old Manzana Pinot Noir 2021, Dutton Manzana Vineyard, Green Valley, Russian River Valley. This is 100% Pinot Noir clone 777 and 828, 14.5% ABV. The wine has been open top fermented with 100% native yeast, 5-day cold soak, 100% carbonic maceration with hand punch downs, transfer via gravity flow to French oak, 50% new and aged for 16 months. This is located in the Green Valley subappellation of the Russian River Valley, just across Purrington Creek outside of the town of Grattan. The Manzana Vineyard is planted on a gently sloped hillside composed of gold-rich soils. The name Manzana, Spanish for apple, honors the area's long heritage of apple orchards. Get that out of your head now. Good luck.
Haven't gotten it out since.
The vineyard is certified Sonoma County sustainably farmed and fish-friendly vineyard. So,
can I ask what a fish-friendly vineyard is?
I have no idea.
It's
probably not
the opposite of a fish-averse vineyard.
Yeah. I guess they're when you're drinking
underwater.
When you're drinking it, you're really nice to the fish.
Yeah.
My guess is they're controlling runoff into the local stream. They're making sure they're not getting a lot of pesticides. They're not getting fertilizers, things like that in there. They're going to affect the fish. So, but on the color, sort of a dull garnet to it. On the nose, a little bit of a dust, a little bit of a minerality to it, but a little bit of dry fruit on the palate. Let's see. On the palate, I get a little bit of a sweetness on the front of the tongue, but on the back, you get the nice silky tannin to it. Some dark red fruit. A little bit of a citrusy note on the tip of the palate.
Really? Hold on.
It's
you're right. Because I haven't revisited the wine. You're right. It says there. Yeah.
That acidity comes through. It's got a lovely balance between the silky tannin and the acidity to it. Again, not your typical Pinot Noir. Definitely different, but again, this is another one that I think, with time sitting in the glass, has significantly changed for me. What'd you think, Harm?
I think Justin should go first.
All right, Justin.
So I really like this wine. On the nose, I like some oak, very light graphite, a little bit of pixie sticks. On the palate,
I was waiting for that. Pixie sticks.
Candy. He's in the candy mode today.
On the palate, it was sweet, tangy. The finish was complex. And I'm just sad it's a low production wine, because I could drink this every day.
What do you think, Maury?
Wow. Well, I didn't know anything about the production. Justin, how low is the production?
Very small.
Only a few hundred cases.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I thought it was pleasant. I thought there were no flaws. I thought it was beautiful. I thought it had nice fruit, had a pleasant nose. And we'll be back to finish discussing it.
We're not going to be back. That's the end of the show.
That's the end of the show, dude.
Oh.
Well, anyway, I shouldn't have let them go first. I don't know what they're thinking. Give it a high rating, dude.
I gave it a 3, but whatever you guys choose.
Well, we're going to be rating the Croix Estate Old Manzana Pinot Noir 2021 a well-deserved 4 sips.
Yeah, I think Maury's totally wrong.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. In spite of what Maury says, we're not coming back, so this is the end of the day for us. So I want to
You guys missed black tea. There's a lot of black tea here.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely black tea.
Yes.
Well, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Thanks, Harm.
Thank you, Bob. It was a good show. I like this stuff.
And thank you, Maury.
Thank you, Bob. Another grand day in the basement.
And thank you, Justin.
Thank you. I'll be back. Not.
No, the show's over.
Well, for Sips, Suds, and Smokes, this is Made Man Bob. Thanks for joining us. Remember, life is too short to drink bad wine. And I did get the tea in this one. So,
yeah.
Always interesting to just watch how much they change over time.
I know.
Yeah. I'm glad I poured me a fresh one. It's good.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you're listening to us online, do yourself a favor and tap.
Just tap it in.
The subscribe button.
Give it a little tappy. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo.
The easiest way to listen to our show is to ask Siri, Alexa, Google, Uncle Larry, or whoever it is that talks to you on your phone. Play podcast Sip, Suds, and Smokes. We love your feedback, and you can reach us at info@sipsudsandsmokes.com. Our tasting notes flow out on Twitter and Instagram with our handle @SipSudsAndSmokes, and our Facebook page is always buzzing with lots of news. You'll also be able to interact with the thousands,
millions, and millions
of other fans on those social media platforms. Do us a favor. Take the time to rate this episode if you're listening to us online. That's a big help to us, and we get to see your feedback as well. Come back, join us for another episode, and keep on sipping.
This has been a One Tan Hand production of Sip, Suds, and Smokes, a program devoted to the appreciation of some of the finer slices of life. From the Dude in the Basement Studios, your hosts, the Good Old Boys, will see you all next time.